If you had to choose between saying a 2-syllable word or a 4-syllable word to sound smart, which one would you choose? Well, it might sound counterintuitive, but choosing the 4-syllable word will make you sound kind of dumb compared to choosing the 2-syllable word. Sounding stupid can deprive you of many things, and you could even lose life-changing opportunities because of how you sound. There are many ways to avoid sounding dumb, and you should continue watching this video to find out how.
Salute, and welcome to class, guys. Welcome to class. Y'all come on in. Y'all hit that like button. Y'all keep in mind that we don't cater to any groups, gangs, communities, religions, feelings, or emotions. We cater to the truth. We cater to common sense, and we do not complicate that, guys. So we got a good one today, especially for my women that say I don't help our sisters. Oh, you be bashing. You got to start lifting them up and motivating. Well, the truth is love. So I wouldn't even be on here every day consistently doing what I do if I ain't love my sisters. And today again, I got some more help for my sisters. I got 15 ways that black women can avoid sounding stupid and looking stupid, and just, it's a damn shame that these sisters tell us, just don't have me out here looking stupid. And then when we go to correct them and tell them, hey man, you're looking stupid, they cancel us. Incredible. Fake has now really become the new real. But without any further ado, let's jump on into the content, guys. Let's go. 15 ways black women can avoid sounding stupid.
Number 1. Don't pretend to know something you don't. Keep quiet or ask questions when you don't know what your audience is talking about. You have nothing to gain by pretending you have knowledge. If someone asks a question and you're unsure what the answer will be, it's totally fine to say, I don't know, but I would love the opportunity to learn more. The truth is often more interesting than any lie or exaggeration we could come up with anyway. If there's something important that other people seem knowledgeable about, but if you know little to nothing about it, then try reading up on the subject before jumping in on the conversation, or simply ask some really good questions. Number 2, don't mince words. Don't be afraid to say what you truly mean when talking to people. Don't be afraid of upsetting someone or hurting their feelings. Don't be an asshole, but do be direct. Otherwise, people will take advantage of your kindness if you're too nice and always trying to avoid any kind of confrontation.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. I know that we've been trained and taught that mama know best. So we all think that women are, they can do no wrong. But that's false, guys. And you can't play let's pretend with them. When you play let's pretend with those people, with women and with men, when you play let's pretend with them, it take you and remove you from your natural nature, guys. And that's a strike against you. That's very uncomfortable.
Be clear about what you want in a conversation, whether getting directions or asking someone out on a date. It's better if they hear it from the beginning rather than having them read between the lines later on down the road and then get mad at you. You may think that being nice should always be your number 1 priority, but that's not really true. Clear communication should be your number 1 priority.
And that's a fact. This is why the truth is not a badge, guys. The truth is not being mean. You see, they programmed us to be nice all day. Or nice ain't gonna win. Nice ain't gonna win you no awards. You know what I mean? The poorest people are the nicest. Think about it, guys. That's what that means.
Being honest helps to clear up any possible misunderstandings between people. Number 3, avoid but.
When I started my business in 2011, I chose Wix, and it was really because the aesthetic that Wix brought to
buzzwords and jargon. In conversation, jargon is a way of speaking specifically to a particular industry or group of people. For example, if you're talking about your job as an engineer at Apple, you would use words like proprietary and hardware. But if you're not sure if your word choice is appropriate for the situation, ask yourself, does it add anything to the conversation? If not, don't use it. Instead of saying, I designed these headphones with proprietary technology that uses hardware enhancements, you could instead say, I designed these headphones using technology that nobody has access to. Much better. Number 4, avoid cliches. What's a cliche? Well, it's usually a phrase that's been used so many times it's lost its original meaning, such as,
Absolutely. Ladies, stop adapting the shit you hear without even putting any research to what you heard. You know what I mean? You ladies take anything in as culture. Y'all take anything in as the Bible. That's dumb. And then you go repeat it. Not only do you take it in, you'll repeat the shit.
getting up on the wrong side of the bed, or describing a tense situation as opening a can of worms. Why should you avoid these cliches? Well, because they're lazy ways of communicating ideas. They're unoriginal and unimaginative. You can do better. Number 5, don't try to one-up everyone. It can be tempting to showcase your knowledge and one-up the people you're...
Again, ladies, play in your own lane. Play in your own lane. Stop competing with men. That looks dumb. Off the rip, it looked dumb. God ain't send y'all down here to compete with no man
you're speaking with, especially if you want to impress them. But trust us, Aluxer, one-upmanship will have the opposite effect. Instead of listening to them waiting for your next opportunity to jump in and dazzle them with your even better story, listen to ask questions. Listen to understand. Listen to learn. Listen to connect. Let this person have their moment. They'll always remember you did. Number 6, know your strengths and weaknesses. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses is important. It can help you to focus on the areas you're good at and work on the areas that need improvement. If you don't know yourself well enough to figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are, then ask someone who does.
That's a fact. Y'all run around here all day pretending to be one of these celebrities, and y'all don't even know y'all own strength and weakness. So y'all attach y'all strength and weakness to their strength and weakness. But that's not your strength and weakness. So you don't know who the hell you are. So how can you get better? How can you help? How can you do anything? How can you rebuttal? How can you say anything? You shouldn't say nothing. You shouldn't speak if it's like that. If that's the instance, if that's the case, you shouldn't even speak. Because you're going to sound stupid. You're going to sound dumb.
Someone who knows you well will be able to point them out. If a friend or a colleague is willing to take some time away from their day to give you constructive criticism, then listen carefully and thank them for their time. Number 7, learn to read body language. Remember that body language is a powerful communication tool. We use it to convey how we feel about what we're saying, but people could also interpret it as a sign of respect or disrespect. The next time someone asks a question, keep an eye out on their body language. Are they leaning forward? Do they have their arms crossed? If you can interpret what they're trying to say through their posture, it'll help you to understand them better and give you the confidence to answer appropriately. There are many books on this topic of body language, so pick one up and start learning. Number 8, self-deprecating jokes should have limits. Don't be overly self-critical. Don't make too many jokes at your own expense. You'll come off as...
Yeah, guys, this is going to happen with a lot of the corky women. You're around the corky women, I mean, and some of our virtuous sisters, the less confident sisters, they going to make jokes on themselves all day. That shit, knock it off, sis. You sound dumb. I mean, don't do that. I mean, it's okay.
Insecure, not funny. Don't...
A lot of people don't know this, but the best way to prevent divorce, stop separation, and win your wife back is not
joke about your weaknesses. People don't want to hear about how bad you are at sports or how little attention you pay to the details of your job. The key here is being honest without being too harsh on yourself or others. The same goes for using your humor as an excuse for mistakes. If a mistake is made, own up to it. Number 9, don't make assumptions. If you're talking to someone and you assume they know what you're talking about, then you might come across as arrogant or self-important. Likewise, if you assume that people will understand your jokes, agree with your opinion, or like you for who you are, you might still come across as arrogant and self-important.
Also, stop assuming that somebody hurt the male that's telling you the truth. The man that's correcting you, that don't mean that he's been hurt. Maybe he have, and maybe he's gotten over it and learned from it, and he's trying to teach you something about it, so you could not be hurt, my sister. But stop with all the who hurt you. You know what I mean? That's an assumption, and you make an ass out of yourself when you assume.
Don't say it if you have nothing to back it up. Don't say it if you don't have the evidence to support it. Don't say it if you don't have a good reason for saying it. Number 10, consider the consequences of your words. It's important to consider the consequences of your words. What impact will they have on others, on yourself, on the world, in the future? As you prepare to speak or write, ask yourself these questions. What's the point of what I'm saying? Who am I talking to, and what do they need from me right now? What tone should I use to communicate this so I'll be clearly understood? If you're going to give a presentation, you should also ask, how does my background affect how I perceive this situation or problem? How can that get in the way of a productive conversation about it with someone who has a different perspective than mine? Am I going into this conversation really prepared with all my facts straight and with my position well researched, without any embarrassing gaps in logic or reasoning along the way? Ask yourself these questions first, and that presentation will go a lot more smoothly.
And that's a whole fact, guys. Start doing the research, guys. I told you, y'all. Get rid of that false information, all that bullshit that they done pumped in your head over years and years and years of time, guys. You know what I mean? Start getting rid of that information and start freshening it and replacing it with good and new and real and fresh information that can be used so that you can win. All right? Stop staying stagnant. That's what's keeping you stagnant. The knowledge is what's keeping you stagnant. If you're doing something that you've been doing it all your life and you have been getting whack results, guys, why do you continue to do it? Why do you continue to think the same way? Act the same way, move the same way? That's insanity, guys. That's crazy. Come on, let's get it. We can do this, guys. You just gotta want the knowledge. You gotta thirst for the right knowledge. It's not gonna be entertaining. It's not gonna be entertaining. It's not gonna feel good.
Number 11, know when to let things go. Don't argue with someone who is wrong. If they don't know better, it's not worth the effort to explain why they're wrong. Don't argue with someone who is stubborn. If they won't listen to reason and are determined to be right no matter what, there's no point in continuing that conversation. Don't argue with someone who's being a jerk.
And that's a fact, ladies. Y'all get with these pookies and you can't tell them nothing because their mama was beating them in the head all their life. And you know what I mean? They don't want to hear nothing from a woman. They don't want to check their mama though. But y'all get with them and y'all try to mention something to them and they dead y'all, they dub y'all, and they go do the other shit. You know what I mean? Y'all can't. That's the signal right there. That's the red flag right there. Because honestly, you're not supposed to be ruling over a man, but you also, in order for you to submit to a man, you need him to be doing the right thing. So it's a fine line between correcting them and then telling them what to do. You know what I mean? And a lot of y'all get with these pookies, y'all get with these hell of a sons, and you know what I mean, because they fit that little fairy tale image in your head. That's still your fault, man. Nobody want to hear about it. Nobody want to hear about what he did. We want to hear why you stayed. You know what I mean?
Sometimes people just want to pick fights or be confrontational. They aren't worth your time or energy in any case. So it's just best not to engage with them at all. Number 12, research what you want to talk about. Research the topic. This should be obvious, but it can't be stressed enough. If you want to discuss the current situation in Syria, well, do your research. Find out what's going on there right now and how people are feeling about it. A good rule of thumb is not to talk about a subject if you're not 100% confident in what you're saying. You'll just end up looking like an idiot later on.
Now, I know I trigger a lot of you women, and I trigger some of you beta male men, but I'm willing to sit up here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and debate any one of you triggered folks on this subject, on these topics, on these videos, because I've done the research. I know what I'm talking about, or I wouldn't even open my mouth, guys. Facts.
Also, you lose credibility as people might question whether or not they can trust anything else you say. Always keep in mind who will hear what goes down during these conversations before diving into something controversial or personal. There may be some awkward moments later when things get heated. Number 13. Admit when you don't know something. A surefire way to sound stupid is to pretend like you know everything.
Absolutely. That's that foolish pride. That's that foolish pride that y'all black women, my sisters, be holding and having, and it be limiting them from a lot of opportunities. It keep them and them kids from opportunities because you want to be prideful.
And on the flip side, it also doesn't look good when you're such an expert in your field that you don't need any help or advice from anyone else. You need to find a happy medium between those extremes where you admit when other people know more than you, and you also ask for help when necessary. And this can be hard, but admitting your ignorance doesn't make other people think less of your intelligence. It actually makes them think that you're smarter. Number 14. Choose your...
Imagine what would happen if every person in the United States suddenly visited your website. Would it crash?
words carefully. This is a simple rule, but it's one that many people forget when they speak.
And this is why I make my money, because I'm all about the emotional intelligence. You got to be in control of them emotions at all times. And that's one of the things that the women struggle with, because y'all don't use very much logic. When y'all speak, when y'all move, when y'all act, y'all use y'all emotions. Y'all all on y'all feelings and y'all emotions. Y'all got to stay out that bag, yo. Ain't no money in you being in your bag, ladies. Ain't no money in there.
When you're not careful with what you say, there's a good chance your conversation could take an unexpected turn or take on negative connotations that weren't intended by either party. Asking questions when you're unsure of something is always better than making assumptions or guessing about the topic at hand.
And the more you bash, the stupider and dumber you look. Now you look like you reaching and we caught you out of pocket. What the topic, you didn't read that topic. That's what that show us. That show us that you didn't go over this. Nobody taught you what the topic you placed yourself in at. So now you resort to bashing and using the F words and the you know what I mean, mother effers and all of that. That don't make you win the argument. That just exposes how dumb and ignorant you are.
And it shows leadership and interest in learning new things. This is especially important for younger professionals who are still developing their skill sets. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around you. There's plenty left to learn. Number 15, and this one's a little bit of a personal pet peeve. Don't say irregardless. Despite many people walking around saying it, irregardless is not a correct word. It's a portmanteau of regardless and irrespective, which means it actually isn't a standard word, but rather two words that have been mashed together. Another portmanteau is smog, which comes from combining smoke and fog into a word. Many people make the mistake of using these words in formal conversations, which quickly puts their grasp on grammar into question. And that's a wrap on our list for today, Aluxer, but you know how we often do. Here's a bonus for sticking with us until the end. Number 16. Accept criticism graciously. If someone criticizes you negatively, perhaps they tell you you're stupid, well, have your revenge by taking it with grace. Even when others are being offensive, play the charmer. Take the high road. Rather than take offense, see it for what it is. Criticism, even if it's poorly done. There are some good intentions behind it. Even if it's an insult, suffer the fool gladly and take away the lesson. There's no good to be gotten from returning that insult by being aggressive. Seek to improve how you communicate so you sound smarter, which will be the best revenge possible.
Good one, guys. And remember, criticism is the cost of entry at being successful, at becoming successful at life. Criticism, that's the cost. Pay that shit and be done, ladies. You know what I mean? Y'all run around here being fake all day because y'all scared of criticism and y'all scared to be criticized. So y'all trap yourself into this victim mindset and this victim mentality, which is herd. It's like the herd. Y'all moving around here like a herd. You know how it is in the jungle? I mean, how it is in the wild? How you got your herd animals and you got your pack animals, and the herd animals, they just dumb. They just look stupid, sound dumb, move dumb. As soon as the pack animals attack the herd, they run in the same direction. They do the same shit. They just look like robots. You know what I mean? That's how you women sound. That's how our sisters sound. They read from the same playbook. They all read from the same playbook of stupidity. It's like they programmed. You can actually predict line for line what the female gonna say. And that's what make it even bad when the dude jump on there and they read from that same playbook. You automatically know who raised them. Hell of a mother, he a hell of a son. It's sad, guys. Get to some information. The shit your mother taught you was wrong, false, limiting. All right, guys? Y'all wrap up, strap up, do not play with your life. You know what I mean? It's important, guys. It's important. We do it for the culture. 2 videos is going to pop up right now so you can continue your viewing experience over here at the School of Common Sense. And remember, guys, these videos, yes, the titles is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be, but it's for everybody. Everybody get this work. We don't believe in men. We don't believe in women. We believe in the truth, and we believe in the facts. We can all take in this information and these vital tools and apply it to our life and win. This is the information the so-called white man don't want us to have. You know what I mean? So I want to see these videos in particular. I want to make sure I want to see the numbers on these videos grow. So y'all hit that like button. I should see 50 likes at least on this video. And I'll check you guys later. We out of here.